Well, welcome back to Doc's Hot Shop and Forge. So today we're going to start working on a project to build a small London pattern anvil. Now what I've got here is 70, so it's about 2 3/4 inches of inch buggy axle. I've got the bearing end, which I'm going to forge to triangle for the feet. This will become the body. And then I've got a little bit more of the axle, which I will forge out to form the heel and the horn. And then I'll forge a little bit of the spring steel that I've been using for gouges and pizza knives and whatnot, down to give me appropriate dimensions for the faceplate. Now I'm aiming for about a 20mm wide face. So this is too wide, it is also too long, but I need that extra mass to give the width for the body of the anvil. So the first step will be to get this hot, upset it down to about there, and forge it out to a 20mm thick rectangle. I'm hoping to get about 40mm of length to the body. Height wise, I'll take what I can get. For this I'll need to get this down to about 15mm by 15mm right triangle. So that's going to be interesting. And for this it'll be the horn and the heel. It'll just be straight out forging short tapers and doing some fullering work. This will be the last parts that I work on. I'll work on the body and the feet first. If there's time today, I'll try and get the feet welded on. To help facilitate that, I've now got a thermocouple in the forge so I can get an idea of just how hot I can actually get. If I can get it up above 1250 Celsius, I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, then I know that I can actually weld wrought iron, because I only need about 1200. So let's get the forge hot and let's get underway. Alright, step one, let's tidy this up a little bit, get some of that rust off. Alright, so let's start squaring it up. Upset that just a little bit. Okay, I'm rapidly coming to the conclusion that the forge welding portion will all be done in the solid fuel forge. So today will be all about making the parts for the anvil, and then in part 2 we'll do the forge welding, pretty much all of the forge welding, including making the faceplate. side, but we do want the grain to run lengthwise through the body, not up and down. It's time to control one of these dimensions. Right, so we're down to about the 40 mark. They are way too thick. So, time to make it a bit wider. Alright, looks like the forge is peeking out at about 1150. Which, as I suspected, is not hot enough. Ready to have this fit welded on. Pretty square, pretty smooth. It looks pretty good. Alright, we'll let that cool off. Alright. great shape. Gotta get that hot again. Let's see about cutting this free, eh? So I'm using one of the side cuts because we're going to end up with a very nice perpendicular end to the heel. Ideally I'd like that heel on a bit of a handle to facilitate welding, but I can't think of a reasonable way to do it. Of this is that I need more height here to get a larger weld surface. That's enough. much right though. But I'm guessing there'll be some. Well, that takes us to the end of the day, and how far have we actually gotten? Well, we've got the material for the feet drawn out, so that's come up pretty well. Probably going to have it oriented like this, so that the tall side is the weld, and then we forge it in, and I have to figure out how to do the round inside curvature. It's still a bit warm, but we've got the blank for the horn pretty much forged out, so we need to trim that off and forge it to round, finish the set-ins here so we get a nice little parallel area. So we'll do that in the hydraulic press, simply because that will give us two parallels that should be more or less equal from each side. We will need to tidy up this area here. We've got the body done, and we've got the heel done. That will need truing up, so we'll probably do that on the grinder, just for expediency's sake. There's a lot of extra work because this piece of axle, I don't know if you can actually see these, but it's got really big rust pitting, which took a lot of effort to forge out, and some of it didn't actually all forge out. So you have to upset as you drive things in so that you push the divots out from the inside, essentially. We'll have a couple of failed horn where we just didn't get enough mass for the weld area. Same with a heel, there just wasn't the mass. It was wide enough, just not deep enough. So those taught me a few things, which led to this one, which has got more than enough mass, because there'll be very little gap between them, which is good. So in the next installment I'll be working mostly outside in the coke forge, and we should get these welded up. They're not huge welds, so it shouldn't take too long to actually do. Along the way we will have to forge out the steel for the face, which we'll be using a piece of antique spring to match the antique buggy axle that we're using. So look out for that one. In the meantime, if you've enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up. Feel free to share on social media, and if you haven't already subscribed, I don't know what's keeping you. Most of my viewers at this point aren't subscribed, and I would love it if you would subscribe. It would really help the channel out. When you do, don't forget, ring the notification bell. So get out to your shop, push your envelope a little bit, learn a new skill, figure something out. And this has definitely been a learning experience. But above all, stay safe, and I'll catch you for the next one.